Hi Kim, this is a video tutorial for you just to explain how the new visitor system works, how it differs between the desktop installed product with the licenses and all that kind of stuff, and how it integrates with Cloud Booking Online. So what I'm going to do now is just place a booking and kind of show you how the product differs between the two things. So first of all, if I go on to the system today, you'll see I've got a couple of bookings in there already, but I'll add one in for this afternoon at 3 o'clock in room 1. And what I do, go through the process as usual, so all of this stuff you know, I won't bore you with the details. Then I get an option to add or remove visitors, just like the one that operates in Bishopsgate and other sites. What I then have is a different layout now, so I've got the option first of all to search for visitors that I've added into the system previously. I can say I only want to see visitors that have actually been to see me already. If I untick that box, it will show all visitors in the system that are registered. So what I could then do is add a new company into the system, and then after I've added the company, if the visitor needs to be added to, I can add them. So what I'll do first of all, start off, I'll add in Jess. So here I can say I want the Jess Wright that works for a particular company, or I can just say just find me all of them. Then to the next box, that shows me there are two. Obviously it's the same person. So again, as I say, if I don't find that person there, I can add them in as a new visitor and just put all of their details in. And I can choose the company they work for, and then I can also classify them as a visitor, an employee, whatever you want to put into that really. Okay, so that's the first part of it. And if Jess is the person that I want, I click on View, can see Jess's details. I can edit her information at this stage. I can then also change the host, so the person that will be contacted when she arrives there. I can edit my contact details and say, as host, I want you to contact me via a different medium. So I'm set to receive text messages when my visitors arrive. I could change that to be a telephone call or whatever it might be, or an email. Okay, so what I then do is add, just view that person again, add them on to the booking, and we can see that process through to its conclusion. And then we can see I've placed an order, just a regular transaction as you'd expect. What I then have is this little cloud icon here on my desktop. So imagine now this is in the visitor area, in the reception area, sorry, on a PC on reception. They would have that running all the time. This is the list of visitors that are already coming in. I added Jess earlier on as I was preparing this. Distinction being that all those with a V have been prepared outside a meeting room transaction, and again they can either be booked online, so again I can show you here. So if I go from this booking onto the home page, we've got the ability to just add a visitor. So if somebody's coming into the building to see somebody else, but not necessarily for a meeting, then we would use that tab there. Okay, we can also add visitors into the system directly on reception as well here. So I'll show you that process. We go onto File, onto New Booking. We'd say then which particular day it might be, and time, and so on. Select the surname of the host. In this case, I'll put it in for David. So we can see there's David's contact details. His preference is to be contacted on his mobile. Then next, choose the name of the company. And I'll put in one of my buddies. So I've got Bill in there, coming to see me to do some video shoots, and then create a booking. And at that point now, that booking has been added for David. Go back onto the home page. We can see not only has Bill been added, but the booking that I just made online that you saw me do for Jess has also been added. Okay, so what I then do as a receptionist, obviously these ones have passed in the morning here, or certainly the 11 o'clock one for Claire. So what I do next is look to the next one for James. So James Brennan's coming in. As soon as I highlight that name, I see that the check-in option appears at the top here. What I also have then is the option to select a group. Now, all that means is that if you've got a whole bunch of visitors, so 3 or 4 people, 10 people, whatever it might be, coming in to see the same person, the action of clicking that will then capture all of the people in that group that have been booked in to see the same host. Okay, so in this case, James isn't part of a group, so I'll just check him in, give him a badge number if that's relevant, check him into the system, and then it's asking me to send an automated notification to the host to say your visitor has arrived. I'm just going to switch my phone on so you can hear that alert when it comes on. Okay, right, so you should get that in a second. Right, so click OK, you'll see it's updating. It's now going to send me a notification to tell me that James has arrived. And there you go. You hear the text message going off in the background. Okay, next process will be that we added Bill in there to come and see David. Again, Bill's not part of the group, otherwise he would appear here. We can then, up the top here as well, we can also clear the selection so we can let somebody else take a look. We can look at the contact information for that host and that visitor. And then at that stage, I can say, right, I want to now book Bill in. Again, give him a pass number if relevant and check him in. All of this stuff can be done by the actual visitor themselves. The actual system at reception can be a self-check-in terminal. That's, as you can see here, pretty much how it's meant to work. Now, here we tick the box and say OK. Difference being it won't send an alert because David's request was to be called once his visitor arrived. OK, and at that stage then we also have the option here on reception to run an evacuation report. So just by clicking on that link there, it shows me the 2 people that are in the building right now, and again, I can go on and print a record of that, and we can add whatever detail you want to that, the name of the host, the phone number of the host, that kind of thing. Okay, at any stage, once those visitors are finished, so James comes back to reception, click on checkout, confirm the visitor's gone, and then, as you see, their name pales on the system and they're logged as out as well. On the search, again, a feature that Jess quite liked and wanted, this will work with any combination of surname or first name letters. So I could put in WR for Jess, and I would find all the Jesses. I could also put in J, and again, it would find me Jess, JE to Jess, and so on. Okay, I can also then, at any stage, go through the system and find dates and so on as well. I can look to future dates in the system, and obviously to put in to look for visitors for other days. I can also click on the calendar here, as you say. That probably needs a bit of work, but you kind of get the idea. So this actually is a product that can be operated by reception without any intervention from users whatsoever. It can actually be a completely standalone system. But what it does have is the added advantage of being linked directly into the room booking process. So I hope that explains it all. If you've got any questions, then just come back to me and